Welcome to this video. My name is Miss Synchronicity, or Kim. Right now I'm testing out some microphones, and this is the microphone that I've come to enjoy the most, and I want it to be binaural for you so that you hear it in both your left and right ear. Right now I'm recording on mono. Having this but double in left and right will be awesome. Today we're going to read a section from A New Civilization. I think this is an awesome cover. You have people building pyramids in the back, and then in the water's reflection there is a man and his legacy, which is a home and a garden and animals and a little child. I'm inspired by creating a garden of Eden, like I wanted to start by talking about the future of the Garden of Eden, what that looks like in present day, what it looks like here and now, what we can do to create that garden on planet Earth. Can you imagine a decade from now when Mother Nature's been allowed to grow and she's not been continued to be so pillaged, but she's been allowed to grow, and what that's going to look like and feel like energetic wise when all of nature gets to just be alive. These are all the books. Anastasia, The Ringing Cedars of Russia. Space of Love, Co-Creation, The Energy of Life and Rights of Love. So here he begins talking about 1 hectare. I'm talking about a hectare of land and setting up one's family domain on it. And some people might think that that's a rather primitive notion. We have to talk about the great teachings on spirituality, they say, because that is the topic of this prestigious European forum. I know, I was told by the organisers that sitting before me in this auditorium are well-known innovative educators, philosophers and writers on spirituality from all over Europe, along with other thinkers on this topic who are no less important. But it is precisely because I am mindful of the composition of this audience here before me that I am specifically talking about a hectare of land. Ladies and gentlemen, I am convinced that concepts such as love and spirituality must necessarily have a material embodiment. The hectare of land I have in mind, the hectare Anastasia speaks about, is much more than a mere hectare of land. It is a space through which you may be connected to the cosmos. All of the planets of the universe will react to this space and consequently to you. They will be your friends, assistants, and co-creators. In terms of the laws of nature, look at what happens to an ordinary flower, a daisy for example. The daisy is inseparably connected with the cosmos, the planets and the sun. The flower opens its petals when the sun comes up and closes them when the sun goes down. They are at one with each other, in harmony with each other. Not even trillions of kilometers or light years could break the connection. So, I really like the idea of the material embodiment of spirituality that is the message of these books, which is all about having your space of love in nature. And I think that's what the Garden of Eden was about. To me, the modern day Garden of Eden that we're trying to build now is the magnificence of turning a desert into a forest. And every single one of us decides that we want to have a garden and that we want to plant our feet in the garden and that we want to grow with our hands our own food in the garden. I think that we are on our way to becoming a much better civilization overall. Like just a simple act of going back to eating from our own food supplies, growing our own food. having a space of love, being connected to the local land that we live on. I think that's where true family is created from, that's where a true legacy is created from, because one of the things that I find in being in relationships with people, friendship, your partner, your love, is that sometimes the thing that's keeping you moving forward is the space, the property that you inhabit, and the meaning that you find as a part of living in a human body and taking care of the external side. It's not always just about you and the other person. It's about what land, what environment do you yourself inhabit. And to me, we all should be habiting more gardens. I have to say that there is a lot of good out there being done with technology. People like Tesla are making waves in the community and coming up with some just mind-blowing philosophies. But I want to be able to see people go back to the basics as well, because we lose that and we lose ourselves to a technological AI system without understanding that our lifeblood is plants, is the air that we breathe, and that's created for us through those elementals, air, water, earth, fire, ether. The thing is that we are, as this generation, this modern present day generation, the leading edge of our ancestors, of all of the great philosophers and scientists and nurses and doctors and artists and musicians and all of that's come before us. We are the leading edge. So we are actually the ones that have so much power. It's actually unbelievable. We don't know what to do with it, and send that back to the earth and grow and build a legacy. That's what's most important to me, building a legacy. And the stories of the garden are so fabulous. They lead into the fairy mythologies. They lead into the conversations with crystal beings, the crystal grids that we are on top of right now on Earth's crust. Well, to me, those grids are something of a spectacular intelligence that we haven't even thought to fully utilize, and maybe for a good reason. Maybe we're using all this technology to not have to, disrupt Mother Earth. But I do believe that in times like ancient Egypt, they were using this crystalline technology. But I don't know. I just know that I think there is a good way to go organically about this future we're heading into, and the generations that we teach after us. And nature is just so important to me. I again feel like it's my lifeblood. It's something that I want to take care of with all of my being, and I hope that there is other people out there that do feel this lifeblood that I'm talking about, that is created with Mother Nature, that is part of us through the elements that govern our external and internal worlds. We're made of 80% water. We have to breathe in the air in order to survive. We need an earthly physical body that's like 90% dark matter, or 90% not physical, you could say, like when you go down to the subatomic cell particles. Yeah, let's experience a Garden of Eden together. I'd love to see 50 years from now just us all having our own garden space that we all inhabit, and get to kind of explore that communication again with the elements, like the druids did, like the mages did, like the ancestors that have come before us did, but in an even more practical and grounded way, in a way that's as source through source. And this body of ours will decay one day and go away, but we will stay as we are, as a soul, hopefully more evolved than we were when we first came in. So yeah, Mother Nature does so much for us. The sun does so much for us, and yet we talk about all these other things as though they're the most important thing. And where is the most important thing in all of our lives that gives us that lifeblood? Where is that conversation? I reach out on here to find out if any of you guys are part of that nature tribe, because it's cool to come together and share ideas, right? So anyway, that's all I have for you today. If you want to share anything about the Garden of Eden, about creating your own space of love, please do. I think it's the most incredible thing we could ever do as human beings, is to create that hectare of land where we grow our food, we grow our herbs, we grow our everything, our alternative medicine. Peace and love and abundance to you and yours. Thanks for watching.